And I feel good to be in your presence today. Like as weird as it sounds, some people be like my son and my daughter were talking about me while I was gone. And they shared this with me, I think it was yesterday or the night before when I came back, about like, can you believe that daddy loves to work so much, but I don't work? I barely ever work. Like if I take a look at this whole entire year, I probably average somewhere between 15 to 20 hours a week maximum of work time. But then again, my son was also explaining to it, it's the love of what I do. It's the love of the people that I get to interact with. And believe it or not, I actually missed you guys while I was on vacation. I couldn't wait to just be in interaction with you. And I thought about you guys, like you guys are the most important thing to me. Like I always tell my children, it's like, who the heck am I without them? Who the heck are we without them? And I want you guys to take on the same exact philosophy and thinking. Who the heck are you without your clients? Who are you without the people that you serve? And I kept on thinking about like all these experiences I've taken. And, for some of you guys that know me for a long time, I travel a lot. I just don't publicly post everywhere I go. The longest vacation I've taken was a 45-day vacation. It was always my dream to travel for a month a year, take a vacation every single month. That's exactly what I do. And I kept on thinking, I want you guys to be able to do the same exact thing, because when you go away, you remove all the obstacles out of the way, because you're no longer standing in between you and that which you are wanting. It just cleanses your soul. It puts things in perspective, going to, especially different countries, not just in America, more of the same. It was a very humbling experience of how blessed I am, how blessed my children are, how blessed, we are for us to be able to live the life that we live. I've seen everything, and some things are like heartbreaking, and then being in a place to where you can bless people. I mean, I couldn't bless them with, any more time over there, but I was able to bless, financially, etc. And then, seeing little kids come up to you and trying to sell you like Kleenex for 1 dirham, which is the equivalent of 10 cents over there. Okay. And, I see this kid and I'm like, I speak Arabic. So in Arabic, because he doesn't speak English, I go, how old are you? He said, I'm 8 years old. It broke my heart. I have a 7-year-old. Like that was like so heartbreaking. So I gave him 20 dirhams, which is $2 instead of 10 cents. And I told him to keep the Kleenex. And he was like so happy to just see him so lit up. And then I seen the same kid about 20 minutes later. And as you can imagine how many tourists he's going through. And he comes up to me again. He didn't recognize me, even though I probably gave him the biggest tip he's ever gotten. Okay. And this time I said, how old are you? And he said, I'm 10.
Wow.
And immediately I started thinking about it. I don't want to like give it any thought of like, I've been taken this or that. I just thought of, a couple of words, 3 words, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. He's doing whatever it takes to escape whatever punishment he's going to get if he doesn't collect enough money, or he's doing whatever it takes to be able to feed him, his siblings, or whatever. So whatever it takes for good or evil is exactly what it takes for you to live the life that you want to live. It's the intention behind the words, whatever it takes. Am I doing whatever it takes for me to bless me, my family, and the people that rely on me emotionally, spiritually, financially, etc.? Like really think about those words, because those words here in America are lost, because it's all about whatever it takes to make the money. And a lot of you guys now have more money than you've ever had. And you've come to the conclusion that money does not solve everything. It just gives you options.
Michelle.
Yes.
So whatever it takes. So, for me, I wanted to come back, and I wanted to have like one more last session before the end of the year, because, the biggest thing on my mind is like, I don't want 1 year to be a repeat of a previous year or one of the previous years. And we are moving into like literally not to instill fear in anyone, because I don't operate from fear, but the reality is the data tells us a lot of things. And the data is telling us that things aren't going to get prettier for a lot of people. But you don't have to be part of that equation of a lot of people. It could be pretty for you. And how more beautiful it would be if it was beautiful for you to be able to help out the other people who may be impacted economically through all the economical changes that are going to take place. You know, you start off with your family and then, you know, your community, etc. Okay. So I was like, let's do one more last session and just go over like literally 2, 3, 4 points maximum of the things that are going to really move the needle in the right direction for each of us. Okay. So I put down the first word is, you guys, it's going to be an easy guess. Okay. The first word, the most important thing we got to focus on going into 2023 is the word feeling. Feeling. Like not the business plan. Because the perfect business plan with the wrong feeling is what? It's a delusion. If you got the perfect formula, but you don't have the emotion to put it into practice, what is it? It's nothing more than another book that you can buy on Amazon that will teach you how to make $1 million that you've never made because you were never, ever able to execute that which you learned in the book, the audio program, the course, or anything else. So the feeling is the most important thing. So what you got to do is you got to like literally dig deep and answer the question, what makes me feel good? But not just what makes me feel good. We got to finish it off with that is not results oriented. Because everybody's looking for a result to give them a feeling. And when the result does not appear, what happens to the feeling? There's no feeling. There's negative feelings, negative emotions. So what makes me feel good that is not results oriented? I think everybody should dig down on that question and really identify the formula for what makes them feel good. And these are the things that you need to begin to engage in day and day out. You know, I'll tell you, I'll share one thing, you know, with you guys. You know, one thing that makes me feel good is having conversations with specific people. No need to mention any names here, but there's people that when I am in conversation with them, I instantly feel good. So that might be true. That has nothing to do with business, has nothing to do with money, but it makes me feel good. So whenever I'm in a state of not feeling good, all I got to do is pull out my list of what makes me feel good and begin to engage in these activities. And all of a sudden I'm back to a state of feeling good. And when I'm in a state of feeling good, there is no doubt and there is certainty. And where there is no doubt and there is certainty, there's inspired action. Then there is inspired action. And the more inspired action that you take, the more that you attract of that which you are wanting with less effort. Less effort. I'm all about working less and making more and living more. So what makes me feel good that is not results oriented? For some of you guys, hey, as crazy as it is, for some of you guys, it's binging on Netflix. Like people make you feel like shit for binging on Netflix. There's absolutely nothing wrong with binging on Netflix for 2-3 hours as a reward for all the things that you did to continue to live the life of your dreams. There's nothing wrong with Netflix. There's nothing wrong with Hulu. There's nothing wrong with watching WWE. Okay? Seriously. Like, don't let other people define your experiences. There's no right and there's no wrong. There's only that which feels good and doesn't feel good. You know, some people love to do things that I look at it and I'll be like, I ain't doing that. I ain't gonna run for freaking damn 10 miles a day. You know, but the person that's running 10 miles a day, Michelle, is at 10 plus miles a day, is saying this gives me the best feeling. You're missing out. It doesn't necessarily mean I have to go out there and run 10 miles a day. I do my thing, you do your thing. You feel good, I feel good, we both feel good, we are both winners. So what makes you feel good? These are the things that you must engage in more often than anything else. Travel makes you feel good? Well, set your travel schedule right now for next year. How am I going to pay for it? Well, if you're already thinking that, you're already in trouble because you're already projecting that you are not going to make it. So I'd love for every single person to make a list of 10 plus items of things that make them feel good and start putting them in your calendar. And there should be daily things that make you feel good that you need to engage in. It's different for every single person. Just because I say, whatever I tell you to do, that it makes me feel good. It doesn't have to be true for you. Just because you don't do the things that I do does not make you wrong. And I'm not going to make you wrong for it. Just identify that which makes you feel good and engage in that as much as you possibly can. So that's point number one, is the emotion. Point number two, again, very repetitive word, is believing. Believing. Like, how do you buy into your vision? Like, you've written a beautiful vision, but you can't buy into it because you don't believe. It ain't going to happen if you don't believe. It might happen by default, but you got to buy into the possibility of that vision becoming a reality for you. So how do we do that? And we've given you part of the formula, we've given you the formula in bits and pieces, etc. But I think one thing that we really didn't talk much about that we should talk about right now goes above and beyond just reading your vision every single day. I want you to do that. That's part of the formula. I definitely want you to do that. But I think that the first and most important thing to do is to identify the limiting beliefs and murder them. Murder your limiting beliefs. You're not going to get prosecuted for it. Don't worry about it. It's a different kind of murder. So identify limiting beliefs.
Just come to New Jersey. We'll take care of it.
Yeah, just go to New Jersey and they'll take care of it. So you need to start tracking your limiting beliefs, the voice in your head. One thing, going back to the emotion, what a lot of people don't recognize is that all emotion is preceded by thought. That thought could be a thought that you hear in your head by default, or it could be through something that you saw, or it could be through something that you heard. Okay, so take inventory of your limiting beliefs, and then whenever you identify a limiting belief, just ask yourself if it's really true. It's not true. It's a story that you made up or a story that you bought into that solidified it to be true for you. Like, there could be someone here or outside of here that says, it's freaking damn hard to make money. That's their belief. That used to be my belief. My belief was, it's freaking damn hard to make money. And then someone brainwashed me that money is easy to make. And money is easy to make. It's not difficult. It's just a belief. So identify your limiting beliefs and then question whether it's true or not. 99% of the time, it's not true. Wash it off and then replace it with a positive belief. So one way to do that, I'll give you guys a couple of ways to do that. One is not just a visualization, it's an emotional visualization. Like, you got to emotionalize that which you are visualizing in your mind. Like, don't just see the picture that you make in your mind, attach an emotion to it. And if you can't attach an emotion to it, don't make yourself wrong for not being able to attach an emotion to it. Just keep practicing and keep pursuing the emotion until the emotion finally appears. And sooner than later, it will appear. So emotional visualization is something that I would love for you guys to, by the way, you're already doing it by default. You're already doing emotional visualizations every single day by default. A lot of times that happens while you are driving. You're entering into a completely different state and you're going through that experience. So there's a lot of this that's happening by default, but we want to move away from default and get into more on purpose. So practice doing visualizations at least once a day. I would love for you guys to do it multiple times a day. And I've showed you guys, shared with you guys the power of doing power pauses. So emotional visualization every single day. Another one is reading, but reading different books, not reading the books that is like the #1 bestseller, you know, all that stuff. Reading, like know where you're getting your sources from, and read books, not just give you the formulas of the how-tos, but give you the emotion and the belief that you are looking for. That's why I love the book, The Magic of Believing, because it's all about giving you guys everything you need to adopt the right belief system to live the life of your dreams. You know, autobiographies. Every single autobiography is all about what? From failure to success, which instills what? Beliefs in you. So I'm thinking of doing something, and, you know, just by a raise of hands, so I know if it would be something that we should pursue together or not, because, you know, we're going to do a lot of changes going into 2023 for you guys to give you guys more access and just more support and more accountability and more of everything you want. So this becomes like literally the last thing that you need to invest in. So how about we do a book of the month? Yes, anybody? Okay, but it's going to be different. It's not going to be just, here's a book, go read it. It's going to be a book that you actually read, and that we actually do like another session. And that session is just for reviewing, extracting, making sure that we all got the vital points that we need to execute for the next month as we go into the next book. Okay, so I will make the first recommendation, since everybody's up for it, sometime in the next couple of days, and they're not going to be 600-page books. Promise to keep them, you know, just straight to the point, you know, kind of books. The next thing to be able to believe is also listening. Like, everybody should have an Audible membership here. It's $15 a month. It's a tax write-off. It's nothing. I don't know how long it takes you to listen to an audiobook, but it really doesn't take too much time. I will say this to you. It's not about how many audiobooks you consume. It's about what you extract from every audiobook that you actually go through. So if you're listening to, let's say, for example, Think and Grow Rich on Audible, that's the only book you should listen to over and over and over and over again for the whole entire month. It's not about how many books you go through. It's about which books you actually go through. If I were to recommend one right now, just one right now, it's probably one that most never even heard. It would be Lead the Field. Yeah, only Lori's not in her head. Lead the Field. Good one, Lori, or no? Like, seriously, we don't need books. We just need like 4 or 5 books. Michelle, go ahead.
So I have a limiting belief about audio books. Okay. I cannot stand listening to someone lecturing, and it's so boring. It's not interactive. A lot of times their voices just grate on me. I don't know how people listen to them while they're working out. I want to blow my brains out.
Yeah.
I have all these great books in my queue and everything like that. I don't listen to them.
Okay. Michelle, check the narrator and listen to the samples, because some of them truly are boring. Some of them are really great, but sometimes the narrator's voice can really, I got a book the other day. I think Chadi recommended The Invisible, say it, Chadi, The Invisible something. What was that?
Spelling the invisible.
The Invisible something you gave me. Your Invisible Power. I think you gave that to me a long time ago. And there are like 4 different narrators. And I listened to each sample because some of the voices, and just listen to the sample of the voice that's before you purchase it.
Okay.
But let's unpack this real quickly, because she brings up a very valid, important point. Okay. There's options. We live in a world of options. This option does not sit right with you. We cannot make you wrong for it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make yourself wrong for it. Would you enjoy reading the book?
Yes.
Damn it.
Reading is fine. I can read all day long.
Perfect.
I like reading.
Perfect.
But just that, I don't know what it is. I can't take it. And I've had Audible for years, and I pay every month, and I pick my credits, I pick my books. I have all these books in there, and I don't listen to a single one of them.
Save your money. We're not going to make you wrong for it. That just does not fit your model. See, when there is more models, then that's perfectly fine. But if that is the only model, then it doesn't matter how you feel. You just got to go through it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So that's it. So if it doesn't work for you and everybody else is just raving about it, perfect. Let them rave about it. Applaud them. It doesn't work for you. Don't do it. Next. Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, but I love Audible, so I consume a lot of Audibles. Okay. So if you are like me and it just like distracts you from the real world and makes you feel good, then that is something that you should be doing. Okay. And then the next point to develop the belief is Mastermind. But it's got to be a different kind of mastermind. I know a lot of people have been exposed to a lot of different kind of masterminds. The mastermind should be simple. Okay. The mastermind is a collective of individuals who are really doing something to move forward, not just for them to experience what it's like to be a mastermind. For me, at the end of the day, when I think about all my successes, I always take it back to the power of the mastermind. And the mastermind was me, Danny Morell, Vinny Cecito, and Kevin Sturdivant. And if you take a look at all 4 of us, you wonder where we used to be, and you see where we are right now, and you will see the power of the mastermind. The mastermind is very simple. It revolves around 3 questions. That's it. The meeting is just 3 questions. What did you learn since our last meeting? Like, Melissa will learn something. She'll bring that to the group. We all learn it. See what we're doing to our learning? We're all learning through each other's efforts and etc. What did you learn since our last meeting? And then it's like, what are you working on right now? This is what I'm committed to this month. This is what I'm committed to. This is what I'm working on. Okay. And then the third question is, this is where I need your help. This is what I need help with. That's the third question. This is what I need help with. And then Michelle will come in like, well, I can teach you. This is the way that you're supposed to breathe the correct way when you are running. Okay. Or whatever that specific topic is. Okay. So who would be up, just to confirm this, for Lori's already, everybody raised their
Whatever
hand.
you want from us, Chadi.
Yeah. All right. So we are going to begin. We're going to incorporate, on top of what we're doing right now, a monthly mastermind. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the monthly mastermind, the schedule is going to be set in stone for the whole entire year. It is a must attend. Like, unless you have a doctor's excuse, it's a must attend meeting. And if you don't attend the meeting, it doesn't matter. Like, if it's not a medical condition, then you must attend the meeting. And if you don't attend the meeting, then The mastermind is just a bonus of LOD. It has nothing to do with LOD. That's just me giving you guys more. Then you're immediately out of the mastermind. It will have a different login link, different everything. So you guys up for that? Okay, perfect. So then that will be installed and you guys will get the schedule for that because I definitely want to give you guys that experience. The third thing that I wrote down is 25, 50, 25. 25, 50, 25. And what I'm talking about here is the way that your day has to be split up. The way that your day has to be split up. If you want to quantum leap, watch this. It doesn't matter what's happening with the economy next year, you can still quantum leap. You can double, triple, quadruple, 5x your income next year. And it doesn't have to all be just from the numbers that we came up when we created your business plan. Because you could have your belief system can change, your emotions can change. You start seeing things differently and you'll be like, screw this shit. Nobody wants to, I'm gonna buy this house. And I'm gonna borrow $25,000, $5,000 from Michelle, $5,000 from Florence, $5,000 from Lori. I'm gonna put that $25,000 into it. I'm gonna make $100,000 and I'm gonna give each person I borrowed $5,000 from $10,000. And I'm gonna make an extra $50,000. Why would I sell the house for a $12,000 commission? Like, do you see how things begin to change? It doesn't have to look the way that you thought it was supposed to look like. You know, I remember one time, I think it was in 2019, you know, I think it was like November 2019. And you guys know, like November, December is like usually the slow months. I said, I'm going to make $100,000 this month. And I sat down and ran down the numbers of like A, B, C, D, E, F, G equals $100,000 or more. And then I got together with, you know, some of you guys remember Fatty. Okay, so I got together with Fatty for lunch, and Fatty's like, "Can we bring this other person with us?" And I was like, "Yeah, bring that other person with us." So we got together, 4 of us for lunch, and then that person reached out and said, "Can I have a private lunch with you?" And I was like, "Yes, let's do that." And that one person gave me $100,000. One person. See, we think it has to look a specific way, but it doesn't. So that was $100,000 day, not $100,000 month. Okay. So back to the point is quantum leap is what we're looking for. Quantum leap looks different for every single person. Quantum leap. Okay, we're not going to pay it. We'll pay attention to the data, but not the news. The data is accurate. The news is false, fear driven. Your experience does not, your negative experience does not have to be my experience. I choose my experience. Thank you very much for the data. Based on this data, these are the moves I must make. You get it? That's it. So 25, 50, 25. 25% of your day has to be spent on feeling good. 25% of your day has to be spent on feeling good. Okay, so let's do the math on it. If you're going to work an 8-hour day, how many hours should be around feeling good? 2 hours. Whatever that looks like for you. Whatever. And it doesn't have to be 2 hours straight. It could be 15, 20, 30 minutes here and there, whatever. Okay? No right, no wrong. Okay? 25% of your time has to be spent on feeling good. 50% of your time has to be on finding business. And business ain't going to fall into your lap. Some of you guys be like, hey, well, I got a database of 500 people and only did 2 referrals last year. Well, because you're not spending time finding business in that which you have built. 50% of your time has to be on finding business, and 25% of your time is on servicing the business. Servicing the business does not require as much time as finding the business. It's harder to find the deal than it is to service it. 25, 50, 25. And I know some of you guys be like, out of 8 hours, I got to work 4 hours on finding business. It's not a forever thing. Like for some of you guys, you need to be thinking about like who, not how. Not all of you guys. I think more of you guys are like, yeah, and I got to do the work. But for some of you guys that are financially capable, you got to start thinking who, not how. I don't want to figure this shit out. I don't want to figure out how to edit videos. I don't want to figure out how to do my social media. I don't want to figure out that shit. Who can I find to just take the shit off my plate? And if you're not there yet, then 50% of your day has to be spent on finding the business. Got it? So if you're working 8-hour day, 4 hours. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean 4 hours strictly on the phones. 1 hour of it could be making videos, it could be writing content, etc. Not all 4 hours though. Okay, should have a minimum amount of contacts that you got to make every single day, no matter what, no ands, no ifs, no buts. And then other supporting marketing things have to be incorporated into that. So 25, 50, 25. And then I put down these words right here. I put down very famous words. If you are a fan of Tony Robbins, you've heard this a million times. Repetitious boredom. Repetitious boredom. And I put down a question. What are the things I do not like to do that if I can get myself to do them consistently will contribute to my overall success? What are the things I do not like to do that if I can get myself to do them consistently will contribute to my overall success? It's different for every single person. What is that 1, 2, or 3 things that you do not like to do, that you have to do, that are going to contribute to your overall success? Now, I put that question there for a reason, because 9 out of 10 times, that is the one thing that you need for quantum leap. 9 out of 10 times, that is the one thing that you need to create that quantum leap. So I'm always taken back to the word resistance. Everything you want is on the other side of that which you resist. I resist exercise, but it makes me look good and it makes me feel good. And it gives me the opportunity to eat guilt-free in other countries. And I eat a lot. And I got so sick and tired of that one thing they kept on serving everywhere called tagine. Tagine. It was like tagine. Like tagine. I was like, I don't want no more tagine. I want a freaking damn hamburger. I want a pizza. And then I got a pizza. I ordered a vegetarian pizza, okay? Because I see that the way that they hang their meat outside, and I'm like, health code violation, health code violation. That should be refrigerated. I'm staying away from that stuff, you know? And then I ordered a vegetarian pizza, and my vegetarian pizza comes and it has fried eggplant on it. That's vegetarian, right? And it was the best freaking damn pizza. And I devoured that sucker. And then I love ranch with my pizza. And I was like, can I have ranch dressing? And the guy looked at me like, what's ranch? And then I ordered fries. And I was like, can I have ketchup? And they gave me ketchup, but it wasn't Heinz. I was like, see the things we take for granted, etc. Okay, so back to resistance. What do you resist? What do you resist? And how can you push yourself through that resistance? The winning formula to overcome resistance is massive accountability. The winning formula for overcoming resistance is massive accountability. Like the accountability, like the punishment of the accountability has to be more painful than the actual activity that you resist. So this is what we call the lesser of two evils. It's more painful to give this guy $100 for not doing my work than it is for me to push through the resistance. And then all of a sudden, you push through the resistance. Now, What happens when you begin to work on overcoming your resistance is it will no longer be something that you resist. For example, for some of you guys that work out, you get a 20-pound dumbbell. That freaking damn thing it's hard to do a set of 10 with it. You do it, you push through the resistance, you do it. Then you get sore. Then you push through the resistance, you do it again. And again, then 10 is easy. Then you go up to 12 on the same 20-pound dumbbell. And then you go up to 25. Now 20 is freaking damn easy. See, what you resist right now that is difficult will become easier later. But a lot of people want now, they don't want later. Well, later is going to be much more difficult than it is right now if you don't push through that resistance right now. So the way I look at it is, the harder it is, the more likely I have to do it, because it's going to get harder later. And I'm thinking about, like, some of you guys will be able to relate. A lot of you guys probably can't. Don't tell them, show them. But I'm not talking about my peers. I'm talking about my children. That's for me. It could be something different for you. I don't want to tell them. I want to show them. And they're watching. So for some of you guys that are parents, they're hearing more than what you're saying. And they're seeing a lot more than you're showing. So be careful with that. So feeling, believing, 25, 50, 25, overcoming resistance. So talking about overcoming resistance and accountability, one of the things that we're going to do, and I am going to lead this before I hand it off to someone else, because there's only so much time that we're having. One of the things that we're going to be doing in LOD is going to be accountability check-ins, but they're not going to be daily accountability check-ins. Okay. One of the things that I'm going to do with every single person, and it's going to be very time consuming for me, but it's going to be well worth it for you, is we are going to stop doing the 90-day plan of action the way that we've done it before every 90 days. Every 90-day plan of action is going to be done with an accountability coach. It's going to be very specific. It's not going to be like, here's the formula, you go do it. Okay. It's what I'm calling a battle plan. It's a battle plan. It's a battle for you against you over the course of the next 90 days for overcoming resistance and everything. So I'm going to kick it off by doing the first one until we find someone else that can replace me to do that. And every single person is going to start getting 90-day, every 90 days. They're like, what I want. Hey man, what'd you do the last 90 days? Okay, what do you want to do the next 90 days? Here's the videos I need you to watch. Here's the things I need you to stay away from. Here's the specific things that you need to start reporting every single day, etc. Like, it's going to get very specific. Like, the modules are just like to support you. Everything else is going to be, to support you. But I think that right there is definitely going to take things to the next level. Are you guys up for that? Should we do that or no? Yes? Okay, awesome. Okay. So I will be doing a post inside of LOD sometime in the next couple of days for every single person to schedule their one-on-one with me for that. Okay, so that way first week of January, second week of January maximum, depends on what day and time falls perfect for you. Everybody will have their one-on-one with me, and we will have our first quarter 90-day plan of action. All right. Other than that, that's what I wanted to focus on with you guys today. So I still got a little bit of time for a little bit of Q&A. If anyone has any questions or anybody needs support with anything that I can support you guys with right now.
I have a question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, on the 90-day plan of action, is that something that we should already have or we should already be doing? Is that something we already have, like in the program?
Yeah, it should be inside of module number 1.
Okay.
Okay. And what I want to do is I want to take it to the next level to where it's not a sheet of paper that you fill out and forget about. It's something that, you're going to be held accountable to for 90 days at a time. And a lot of times, a lot of people, they create a 30-day plan, 60-day plan, or a 90-day plan of action. what they end up doing is they create it, they forget about it, and then it's time to create a new one. They create a new one. They never reflect back on like, this is what I was supposed to do. This is what I didn't do. This is why I didn't do it. This is like what I need to do to get myself to do it, etc. And they just like hit the reset button, but they never reflect back on the data that like prevented. So it's basically they're repeating the same old mistakes every single month and every single quarter, and we want to put a stop to that.
Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Also, there's going to be a heavy push for social media marketing in 2023. It's going to be the year of visibility. Like, and I'm gonna give you guys like there's a lot of videos that I'm going to be recording for you guys in terms of insights, optimization, proper setups for everything, and that will all be done sometime between now and January 24th. So that's like my deadline on that. So there'll be a complete module on that as well too. Awesome, good. Shannon, did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
You're welcome. Florence, you had a question?
Yeah, I went to see someone right before the holidays, so maybe like early last week, the end of the week, a week ago. She's not sure she wants to sell or rent. She went away to Argentina. I don't know if she's back now or after the 1st. But so how am I following up? Am I calling to say, we net and are you ready? Do you want to put it on? Are you ready to rent or sell? Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I think, your follow-up should be to find out where she is in the process. And one of the things that a lot of people don't do is they really don't, and I'm not saying you specifically, this opens it up for every single person, is, we need to coach people on making the right decision. There's certain things there's something in this puzzle of like, do I buy or do I sell or do I rent, that is making them question of whether they should do A or B. And I think, helping them unpack that and giving them coaching around that, like real coaching, meaning like, I really think it'd be best for you to rent, even though it's a smaller paycheck, like not letting it be about you and letting it be about them and the relationship. I think that would weigh gold versus the ounce of like, hey, I just want to find out where you are in the process. So try to go a little bit deeper and find out like, what is her real goal around that, and then push her in the right direction.
So just start out by saying, I know you didn't decide if you want to sell or rent when we met.
Can you tell me a little bit about more? Can you tell me a little bit more about what are your intentions, so I could help you make the decision based on data and economical times of what would serve you better long term?
Okay, great. Perfect. Thank
And
you.
then from there, it's either going to be a couple $1,000 paycheck or it's going to be a 5-figure paycheck. And either one should be fine as long as it serves the client.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else have a question or anything they need help with? There, Lori.
I just had a comment. So we have expired week coming up, a big expired week, which is the 30th, 31st, 1st, and 2nd. So I just want to remind everybody of that. And I'm not coming back till the 5th, and it kind of creates a little bit of fear in me that I could lose out, but that's coming from lack, right? I'm not coming back until the 5th. So if anybody has any ideas, like I'm going to schedule everything for Saturday and Sunday, right? So if anybody has any ideas of some of the scripts or, conversations that they would implement if you're on vacation, setting appointments for like 5 or 6 days later with expired listings. I'm just going to do whatever. If you guys have anything, just post them in the chat later.
Some people either fit in and some people don't fit into your schedule.
Yeah.
What we are used to doing as human beings is like getting rid of everything that's important to us to try to accommodate someone or something. We got to put ourselves first. I think you should enjoy your vacation, and at the same time, you don't want to lose sight of your business.
Right.
Here's the worst thing that can happen. You're not going to get back to Friday. Somebody can only meet with you on Wednesday. Who can you send on Wednesday to take your place to do that meeting and get a referral?
True. I could do that. Yep. We're so used to, here's our paradigm and where our patterns are. when we think about expired listings, we think urgency, right? But we could literally flip that when we're on vacation. You just answered my question. I'm just going to repeat it back. So flip that script. And now they're meeting with you because they're feeling, you're saying Saturday, wow, she's got a lot of time. She must be really busy. So
Lori,
yeah.
that's what I was going to say. Just say, listen, it's been pretty busy with clients. My first available appointment is X.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. So Friday afternoon or Saturday. So I'm excited about 2023.
Yeah, boy. Me too.
Yeah. Thank you, Chadi.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome. Anyone else have any final things?
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Shadi, so on the when you said the mastermind 3 questions, you said what I'm doing now, what I'm learning, and this is what I need help with.
Yeah. What have I learned since our last meeting? This is what I'm working on. So it's more of a statement than a question. And this is where I need help.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. And I guarantee you, every single person here knows how to do something that somebody else does not. So imagine the power in that. Well, you guys enjoy the rest of this year. And I look forward to doing big things with all of you guys in 2023. And I appreciate every single one of you guys for placing a high trust in everything I say and everything I tell you to do. I know sometimes you guys love it. Sometimes you guys probably curse me for it after the call, but it's all from a place of love and contribution. And I really want every single one of you guys to live your best life. I want every single person to be able to break through to the other side and experience all the beauty that does exist and is possible for every single one of you guys. So coming soon, baby, more abundance. Love it.